You've read all the self-help books, Atomic Habits, The 48 Laws, David Goggins. You've highlighted the passages, you've made the lists, you felt that rush of motivation. So, why does nothing stick? Why do you feel like you're in the exact same place you were a year ago? You're not lazy, you're not broken, you're just on the self-help plateau. It's that feeling of knowing all the rules, but still not knowing how to play the game. The self-help industry is great at selling you the what, but it's terrible at teaching you the how, because it ignores the one tool your brain has used for 100,000 years to actually learn. It's not a 4-step framework, it's a flight simulator for the mind, and the manual for this simulator isn't where you've been told to look. Let's be clear from the start. Self-help books are a great starting point. I'm not here to tell you Atomic Habits is useless. It's not. It's a brilliant piece of work, filled with great isolated examples. But that's the point. They're examples, not a single overarching narrative. It gives you a clear language for cues, cravings, responses, and rewards. If you read David Goggins, you probably felt a jolt of pure, uncut inspiration. That initial motivation is real, it's valuable. But let's be honest with each other. For most of us, that motivation fades. It has an expiration date. The book goes on the shelf, where it becomes decoration, along with all the other self-help books. It's a common complaint. I feel great for a week, and then I'm back to my old ways. You're left with a bookshelf full of highlights, a phone full of inspiring quotes, and the same old patterns. This is the self-help plateau. It's the frustrating, soul-crushing gap between knowing the rules and living the change. You know the 4-step framework. You know you should make it satisfying. You know you should be consistent and just do the work. So why is it so damn hard to do? The problem isn't the information. You have the information. The problem is the format. It's just not how your brain is built to learn. According to psychologists like Jerome Bruner, your brain has 2 basic ways of making sense of the world. Think of it as textbook mode and story mode. Textbook mode is logical, analytical, and argumentative. It loves lists, rules, facts, and frameworks. This is the mode that the $43 billion self-help industry targets. Atomic Habits is the ultimate textbook. It gives you the what. Story mode is different. It's emotional, interpretive, and ancient. It's not interested in abstract rules. It's interested in people, problems, and consequences. It's the part of your brain that feels empathy, dread, hope, and love. For 100,000 years, this is how we taught each other everything that mattered. How to be brave, how to be loyal, how to spot a liar, how to endure. We didn't use textbooks, we told stories around a fire. The psychologist Keith Oatley calls fiction a flight simulator for the mind. And that is the perfect metaphor. It's a place you can practice life. You get to practice complex social and emotional situations, like navigating a betrayal, or facing overwhelming odds, or resisting temptation. All from the safety of your chair. Self-help gives you the flight manual. Fiction puts you in the pilot's seat. This isn't just a nice idea, it's a neurological fact. When you read a list of rules, your brain's language centers light up. It's a shallow experience, you're just processing data. But when you read a vivid story, your whole brain joins in. fMRI studies have shown this clearly. When a character in a story runs, your brain's motor cortex, the part that controls your legs, lights up. When a character smells the smoke of a campfire or the salt of the sea, your olfactory cortex activates. This is called grounded cognition. Your brain doesn't just know what's happening, it simulates the entire experience. Think about that. It's the difference between reading the abstract word fear and feeling your heart pound as a character hides from an enemy. This is why it works. This is why Jerome Bruner's research found that facts are up to 20 times more likely to be remembered if they're part of a story. Because you didn't just read the lesson, you lived it. The lesson is attached to an emotion, and that's what makes it stick. Let's prove it with our first case study. Atomic Habits teaches the 1% rule. Make tiny, consistent improvements every day. It's a great rule. But Lord of the Rings shows you what that rule actually feels like. The ring isn't destroyed by one big, heroic act. It's not destroyed by a hack or a productivity sprint. It's destroyed by 2 small hobbits, just walking. It's a million tiny, agonizing, unglamorous steps. Not knowing how far they had to go or how long it was going to take. It's mud and cold and hunger and despair. That is what the 1% rule really is. It's not a fun hack, it's a grueling test of will. The book simulates the cost of resilience. Here's another one. Atomic Habits has a concept called the plateau of latent potential. It's that frustrating gap where you're doing all the right things but you're not seeing any results yet. The book tells you to be patient and trust the compounding process. It's a great term. But Aragorn's entire life is the plateau of latent potential. He doesn't just appear as a hero. By the time we meet him, he's 87 years old. For decades, he's been in that latent state, working, fighting, and leading in the shadows as Strider. His leadership skill wasn't a hack. It was compounded year after year in the wild and with the Fellowship. He built all the qualities needed, so when the world needs a king, he's ready. Atomic Habits gives you a name for the plateau. Lord of the Rings simulates the decades of unseen, thankless work it takes to cross it. That's the lesson that sticks. But okay, what about modern, everyday problems? A lot of self-help today is grind culture. It's about achievement, success, the relentless pursuit of more. I read the sci-fi novel Dark Matter last year, and I was vividly hit by its message. A good book can hit you with a message you never knew you needed. It's a flight simulator for this exact problem. It doesn't just criticize the grind, it shows you the options. The story is about a man called Jason, who gets to live a version of his life where he didn't choose his family, a life where he did chase achievement. And the book shows you the positives and negatives of both paths. It leans heavily toward the family angle, but also shows an alternative where he became an award-winning physicist that was rich, famous, and got everything that the grind culture promises. But the version of him that got everything is left feeling empty, lonely, miserable, full of regret. The book is a visceral lesson in the why. It's a simulation of regret. It forces you to ask, is the prize I'm chasing the one I actually want? And it lets you decide. That is a lesson no productivity guru, no rise and grind podcast can ever teach you. So no, you don't need to throw out your self-help books. That's not what I'm saying. They're a great step one. They give you the textbook, the framework, the what. But fiction is step two. It's the simulator, it's the practice, it's the how and the why. So maybe there is a better way to think about it. What if we try to read fiction not just for the plot, but for the decisions? When a character is faced with a terrifying choice, we can pause and ask, what would I do? Why are they making this choice? Is it fear? Is it ego? Is it love? It's a way to stop just observing the story and start simulating it. Watch how they interact with the world and the people around them. What can you learn from them? Most of this will be subconscious, which is why reading is so crucial to your self-improvement journey. You've spent enough time trying to hack your brain with rules. It's time to start training it with stories. I'm curious, what stories have had a positive effect on your life? Share them in the comments down below, because true growth isn't about collecting information. It's about building wisdom.